right, y'all, it's been a while, but I wanted to do a video talking about safety. It's more so for over the road regional drivers, but there are some rules in here, some safety practices that even if you're a local driver, because I was local, I started out local first, is good to use. So without wasting anybody's time, let's just get into it. So tip number one, and I have notes, so I'm just going to glance over to look at them. And number one, I think this is one of the biggest things right here, is to be aware of your surroundings wherever you're going. Just glance around. Let people know that you're watching them, you know. Don't walk around with your phone in your hand and, you're not paying attention to what's going on in front of you, behind you, to the left or the right of you. Just be aware of your surroundings. I think a lot of times that will save you from somebody trying to sneak up on you because they know that you're watchful. So that's tip number one, be aware of your surroundings. Tip number two is to trust your gut. If you ever arrive at a place, and I've done this a few times in my short career of driving for 3.5 years at this point. If I get someplace, if I walk into a building, if I pull up into a truck stop and I just get that eerie feeling like I shouldn't be there, I leave. Follow your gut, trust your gut. There have been a couple of instances where I will look it up later and find out, yeah, this isn't a place that I needed to be at because I'm not necessarily wanted here. So just trust your gut. Don't think that, that you're above somebody bothering you, because you don't want to find out and then realize that you're outnumbered or something like that. So long story short, trust your gut and just leave. You'll find parking, I promise you. You'll find parking somewhere else. So that's tip number two, is to trust your gut. Tip number three is location, which sorry, might be a slight invasion of privacy, but it's a good one. So to give you an example, my siblings and a few of my friends and other family members too, but there's a group on my phone that we're all part of a group chat. We'll FaceTime each other or whatever, and we also share our location with each other. And so we all have iPhones, and so we use Find My. And then in addition to that, we also have Life 360. It's so great. It'll show you how fast you're driving. So I know if my brother has completed a reckless drive. Shout out to you, Bobby. Yes, I'm snitching. But yeah, I will say this is a slight little caveat. Life 360 had me getting on it because I was next to an airport, a little small regional airport in Iowa, and it told my siblings that I had gotten on the flight, gave the flight numbers and where I landed, and I never even went inside the airport. So it can be a little faulty, but 99% of the time it works. So if one of the other fails, I have a backup so that my family can know where my last location is. And I also tell them where I arrived at, when I got there or whatever. So like example, I'm here at my shipper. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona right now, and I told them, hey, I arrived at the shipper. If I'm not on the phone with them, I'll at least text them and tell them what I'm doing. So I was going to see if I could get unloaded early. And so I let them know what I was doing. They'll take a screenshot so they at least know my last known location in case something happens. Nothing will, but you can never be too careful. So let people know. Let somebody in your life have your location and let them know what you're doing, Yeah, and then you're grown. So that's it. I know you're grown, but your safety is important. So let somebody know where you're at and what you're doing. So number four is to protect yourself in whatever form, however you want to do that. I won't get into that, but there's mace, there's stun guns, there's pepper spray guns, there's all kinds of things that you can use to protect yourself, brass knuckles, whatever it is that you want to use. It's also legal and within your company policy. Do that because, you might need to use it one day. So that's number four, is to protect yourself. Have something to protect yourself. Something, y'all, something. And then number five would be, and I'll probably have a bonus tip too, but number five, I used to hate the idea of doing this, and so I wouldn't do it, but I learned that some trucks have, like, I guess, a universal key or whatnot, and so they only have so many variations of the keys. So there's a potential that somebody with the same, I guess, variation of your key can get into your truck. So I will lock myself in. Hold on for 1 second. If I can get out this seat. I have this little strap. This little hook hooks into the door. You can't see that, but it's really easy to undo. The reason why I didn't want to do that before is because I was paranoid about getting locked in the truck. But in case there was a fire or something like that, I couldn't get out. But it's really easy to undo that strap. And then now I have these seat belts actually pull all the way through. And so I just loop my seat belt through the door and then click it in, so that if somebody ever tries to, like, if they can unlock my truck, it'll make it harder for them to get in, or at least slow them down. And if they break a window, I guess I'll hear that. So just you want to make somebody either trying to break into your truck or do some type of harm to you or snatch you up or whatever, you want to make it as hard as possible and give yourself time to react. So those are my 5 tips. I would say a bonus tip is to, and I kind of mentioned it briefly before, but usually I am always on the phone with somebody when I'm out and about moving around. And if I'm not on the phone, I at least will make it look like I am. Because if something happens to me, and I mean, even in the bathroom, you know, I'll be on the phone with one of my sisters or something, so that if something happens, they will know and then they can react. And then I guess another bonus tip is to, and I'll give you a quick story. I was coming back from the restroom at a rest area, and there was a homeless man standing right at my window, at my door. And so I'm around the corner. Whenever you're walking, do not walk closely to any building, through trucks if you can manage. I'm thinking of another tip. This might need to be another video, like a part 2 or something, but just don't walk too closely around corners or anything like that, because then you can spot somebody easily, and it's harder for them to get to you because they'll have to take more steps to grab you or whatever. Yeah, I thank God for the brother who was in the truck next to me, because he hopped out. He waited for me to come back from the restroom, and then he hopped out as soon as he saw me come up, because, you know, the guy was approaching me, and you know, he just was looking out for me, long story short. But you know, I gave the man some money so that he could go on his way. And but yeah, they almost came to blows. But yeah, that's a story for another time. But everything worked out fine. But you just got to be careful, because there's always somebody watching you. They can see you even if you can't see them. So be aware of your surroundings. Trust your gut. If you feel like you shouldn't be there, leave. Have somebody track you and stalk you, and let them know what you're doing, so that they'll, you know, be looking out for you. Number 4 is to protect yourself, however that looks. And then number 5 is to lock your doors, and then to strap yourself inside of the truck if you're a regional or over-the-road driver. So those are my tips. Y'all stay safe out there. I love y'all, and take care.